All right. Good evening, everyone. What are we doing? Making some balsamic glazed Brussels sprouts with the ingredients: Brussels sprouts, balsamic vinegar, guanciale. But ideally, pancetta is way cheaper, and butter and bacon's even cheaper. And then we got some butter. So what are you gonna do first? We're actually gonna got a pretty thick skillet here. We're going to set it to medium heat. And then, this is not mounted right. There we go. In a cold pan, it doesn't matter about preheating the pan. We're going to render some fat. And while we're at it, we're going to pour in some water. It's going to just encourage a even cook. I'm going to cover it, so the steam is going to help render. And while that's happening, I'm actually going to turn it to medium high. While that's happening, I'm going to slice. We already rinsed these. I'm going to put them on a plate. There we go. What are we going to do? But yeah. How's everyone doing tonight? So you can see here it's boiling already. So we're just gonna just leave it covered and let the water help render all the fat out. You can manage AI summaries in the settings. AI, man. Yeah, it's probably the most prescriptive solutions that people are clamoring for. And they're not even sure what it's trying to solve. What can AI do at the moment? It's making some Brussels sprouts. So that's what we're doing here. You can see it's bubbling. But yeah, just let it keep going. Leave it covered. So essentially, once you have a plate full, that's like about right for all that. So these, we're not going to cut. We're going to do it for something else instead. So now all that's left is to let this guanciale render. And what do we do? I'm gonna turn on the fan. That's what we're gonna do. Not quite rendered all the way. So let's let it render dust covered for a little bit. But it's looking pretty good. I mean, essentially, that's the trick of leaving it covered. It's not going to get burnt. Medium high heat, and so while you're rendering, you're cutting your Brussels sprouts, and about the time you're done cutting the Brussels sprouts, it's rendered, so you're saving some time. But, I'm gonna turn the heat to low. And scoop this out. Squeeze that fat out. Yeah, we're using guanciale. It's actually definitely a very on the expensive side. Cheaper option is definitely pancetta or even bacon. The only reason why I'm using guanciale was because I thought that it was a lower price than it actually was, and then accidentally bought it. But what are you gonna do? So now you got some nice bits. There you go. So yeah, important thing: leave this at low heat right now. Because we're going to pour in the Brussels sprouts. We don't want stuff to splatter, right? So, got some chopsticks. We're gonna take this. We're gonna leave it as low to the pot as possible, and mainly so that we're not splashing too much. Okay, just gonna do that. And then we're going to turn these around side down. I could have tried to organize these out to begin. I mean, cut side down to begin with in the pan, in the plate, before dumping it in. But I am never good at dumping it in like all like in a clean way, so I don't even bother, even trying anymore. So, that's what that's all about. I'm gonna flip all these over. Again, this is still low heat, so it's not popping. It's not gonna get crazy burnt or anything anytime soon. Just giving us some time. Obviously, you can use tongs to do this, or like a spoon to flip them over. I'm just using chopsticks because I'm Asian. Gotta use the chopsticks. Alright, yes. Oh, we got some over here. And we got this one. Alright, now we got everything flipped. Then we're going to turn it up on high. Now let it set a little bit. So right now on high, I'm going to let it caramelize. And then we'll pour in about however much this much water is. How much water is this? 4 ounces, about half cup, maybe a bit more than a half cup. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Don't worry about it. Hope everyone's day is doing okay. But yeah, relatively straightforward recipe. And Brussels sprouts in Chicago are running at like $1.99 a pound right now, which is not cheap, but Okay. I'm going to pour in some water on the side here. And then we're going to cut it. We're essentially just going to cook until the water boils out. Probably to be about 5 to 10 minutes. The most exciting thing going on right now is that the company that I work for, the Bucket Listers, just got bought out by a company called Mari. That's exciting. See what the acquisition is going to be about later on. But really, we'll find out. We'll find out what the holding company overlords will have for us. Thanks that guy, liking the live, as well as Period, also liking the live. But yeah, we're just waiting for this water to boil out. with this acquisition, you're seeing an exit. You're going to become a VC. You're going to become an angel investor. Like, no. Why would I want to go into that kind of business? The VC business is not my scene at all. Almost there. Essentially, when you're seeing that steam, essentially not even too much. Let's see. Either way, should be fine. Feeling a little bit impatient, lift it up. You can press down to see if it's soft to your liking. We like it on the soft side, so we're going to leave this covered for a while longer. Otherwise, if it is to your liking and there's still water there, then let it cook uncovered. Make sure the water cooks out. Essentially, what the water is doing, it's redistributing all the fat and the oil and also all the sugars coming from the Brussels sprouts. And so it'll be, that's where we see the caramelization. Isabel, no. That's not. This guy is not what? Up to no good. Yeah, I'm not dropping anything for you. Not dropping anything for you. Why are you looking at the ground? Because you're thinking that I'm about to drop something. But I'm not. Okay. Anyway. Alright, so. So we're seeing here pretty nicely caramelized, but we can get a little bit deeper. We can get a little bit deeper than that. Yeah, not quite yet. Redistribute the oil on this certain area. No caramelized and others. What's annoying about this stove is that there's definitely a hot zone, and then this area is the cold zone. So when you're doing a sear like this, yeah, it's always annoying. Okay, so that's pretty good. A little bit more. Alright. Like essentially once it's like to the darkness that you like it, that's when you remove it. So we're just dumping it into a plate that you're not seeing right now. We're going to take some balsamic vinegar. We're just pour it on the side. Make sure your hand doesn't go over it so your hand doesn't get burned. A little bit. And then we're going to cover so that it reaches boiling faster. But yeah, this one. Hold on, let's take a look at this guy. This guy has a pretty solid, nice color there. Let's enjoy that for a little bit. It's boiling. Now I'm going to let it reduce. And the reason why I'm swirling is because, yeah, you know, there are certain parts of the pot that just starts boiling here and here. And there's a risk of, like, sugar getting burnt if like, too much moisture, like the water isn't replacing the water that's evaporating, you know? So you just give it a little swirl a little bit. And let it go. And so probably about 5 minutes, this vinegar is going to be reduced to the point that we want it. Let me keep going. Honestly, even without the balsamic vinegar, this looks pretty good on its own. But no, the balsamic vinegar is absolutely critical. Not quite yet. All right. This is definitely not done yet, but essentially when you run a wooden spoon and you see that line get fill up really quickly, that means that there's still too much moisture in it. It's not syrupy enough. Once it's like the consistency of, like, I wouldn't say maple syrup, but maybe more like Aunt Jemima syrup, you know, then it's the right level of consistency. But you see that, like, the boiling is happening more uniformly everywhere now. Again, now it's like filling up more slowly. Essentially what we want is when we run our spoon through, that it barely fills up. So the whole entire thing's kind of bubbling right now. Not quite. Not yet. Almost. Really close. Not quite. Still filling up. Maybe. going to add 1 pat of butter. Yeah. And then we're going to dump our stuff in. I'm going to turn down the heat, or turn off the heat. I'm going to let it cook. And what's great about this dish is that like you can just prepare this like well in advance. And so if you're cooking like a big meal or a big party or something, cook this first because it'll sit just fine, you know. And yeah, take a look at this. Come on, you can focus. There we go. That's it. What am I making? I'm making balsamic glazed Brussels sprouts with guanciale. So that's it. That's done. If you want to see a instructional video, what I'll do is I'll take this live stream and I'll make it an instructional video, with step-by-steps and everything. And so yeah, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. See ya.